stuff. So we now have our final live pitch before we have one last kind of virtual pitch coming up. So very pleased to welcome to the stage via Argentina and Israel, one of our Zurich winners, Igal Chemerinski from Wayerz. Thank you.
Thank you. Last month, I made an international wire from a London account to one of our suppliers in San Francisco. After 3 days, my banker calls me, tells me there is an error in the SWIFT code. Money is sitting in some Parisian bank. It took me 15 days for that wire to arrive. From the millions of wire transfers executed daily, most are routed randomly. About 30% are non-automated and are prone to human errors. We are in 2015. We have an international wiring system from the 1970s. It's slow, it's expensive, it's outdated. Using machine learning algorithms, Wayerz created a bank-to-bank digital platform with a navigation-like system to optimize international wires. We focus our solution on the improvement of productivity, automation, increasing real-time control and transparency. Money does not move physically from the sender to the recipient, as we know. It is a series of transactions recorded between the banks. Now, this is an example of a simple international wire. A sender sends money to the recipient, but when the two banks do not have direct banking relationships, they use intermediary banks, what we call correspondent banks. In reality, however, the network is much more complicated because every bank has many different options to route that money. Today, many of these routing decisions are executed randomly. Many of the banks today are using Excel files to manage this and manual tables. So Wayerz allows the bank to find the optimal route for every wire. We find you the cheapest route, the fastest route, and a route with less risk. We're not replacing SWIFT, we are enhancing it. So we're looking at a market with $21 trillion a wire internationally every year. Worldwide revenues from processing cross-border payments is $77 billion. Let me give you a quick glimpse into the platform. So we're gonna do a simulation of a wire transfer. We have the SWIFT codes for all the banks, so we avoid errors. We're gonna select the origin bank. We're gonna select the destination bank. We're gonna do an MT103 SWIFT. And we're also gonna decide who's gonna pay for the commission, which side. Also the amount of delays that we want for this route. And the result is a full map of all your routing options. So we'll give you the cheapest route, a fastest route, and a route also excluding specific countries or jurisdictions with high risk. From there, we can show you a full correspondent banking dashboard where you can see all your activity, your messaging, your invoices, and everything. So after we developed the routing module, we looked at other inefficiencies in correspondent banking, and we developed additional modules such as billing and reconciliation. So a bank the size of UBS receives about more than 2,000 invoices a month. They come in multiple different formats, currencies, and layout. Oftentimes, they use different terminology for similar services. So the Wayerz platform captures all the invoices and breaks them down into a global billing index. So you can review, analyze, and compare all your bank-to-bank services. We also give you a client portal for your banks to send electronic invoices where they can review. Now, the benefits for UBS are clear. So you have a cost of reduction in the correspondent banking fees, reductions in the cost of operations, and also the benefits associated with compliance and risk and trust. We signed recently some interesting agreements. We have an agreement with Reuters where we include FX data and risk data into the platform. We signed an agreement with Cisco to streamline bank-to-bank communications in a secure way. And we also signed an agreement to help enhance and automate the current process of interbank billing with Barclays. Okay, we have a great team of technology experts with experience in integrating IT services into the banks. We also have an executive team with more than 3 decades of banking experience, specifically in correspondent banking. So this is a technology developed by bankers for bankers. We are transforming correspondent banking, and we're bringing you the future of finance today. Thank you.
Thank you, Igal. Who has a first question for Wayerz, please?
You mentioned Barclays. Can
Yeah.
you tell me the concrete benefit Barclays has delivered by that solution?
Well, obviously, I cannot disclose information from Barclays, as you can imagine. But we see a lot of the benefits. I mean, obviously, they're looking at many different aspects of the platform. So we have a full, unique correspondent banking platform that touches on many areas in correspondent banking. So the benefits are there, which is the reduction in fees. They are able to make better agreements from the data they get and the analytics from the routing decisions. And obviously, a lot of the analytics that come in from the billing, they can get a lot of operational cost reduction. So they're starting to see some of the benefits associated with that.
Fantastic. Thank you. Jörg, a question, please?
Are you commercially ready to go? What I mean is, how long does it take you to come into our architecture and show the gaps, and then how are you going to build for it?
Yes, we are ready with a platform. We normally start with banks on the billing side, so which is the easier to integrate, and there we can provide direct, clear benefits. It takes us between 6 weeks and 8 weeks to do the integration, and then we can follow up with the different modules that we have in the platform. So in banking time, it's a very good integration time.
Thank you. Question from Tom. Thank you.
Well, I think you said that something along the lines of you're not looking to replace SWIFT, you're looking to build on top of it. How much cooperation do you need from SWIFT in order to continue to progress?
Well, we are discussing with SWIFT, so we have ongoing communications with SWIFT. We don't need SWIFT because we are a messaging layer on top of the SWIFT messaging layer, so we're giving intelligence on the SWIFT. So in that sense, we're not replacing. So we are ready also with other technologies, and our platform, and I mentioned, is blockchain ready. So when new processes come on the blockchain, we are ready there as well. But SWIFT is also interested in our platform because we are giving routing intelligence that today it's not there.
Thank you. Final quick question from one of our panel. No? In which case, big round of applause, please, for Igal. Thank you.